Opulence Radio.
This is Lulama Nyembezi's journey to first call.
On Performance Hub. Screen meets radio.
Buti Lulama. Sicela usiqalele nje mina ndibawela ukwazi ba uqalephi. And xa ndithi uqalephi ndifuna ubazi ba mhlawumbe wacula ekwayarini xa wena una7 waqonda hayi man yazini
I think I got a thing.
you know and ngathi nabantu ndiyabachaza kule nto engiyenzayo so actually ndifuna uqhubeka because ndiyayithanda nale support endandiyifumana so why not go to the big screen. So I just want to know where it all started for you right up to leading to your studying, and if that studying had to do with the industry, it was completely different, and how did it direct you to where you are today?
It's funny that you actually said it the way that you did, as if you knew. But I mean, at that time I was still young to understand, because there was actually a lady that had. I mean, when I was still a kid, growing up in Lukshini in PE, was a Kelly, Saba, Galtown. I dabbled and dabbled in everything that I could do. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I remember there was a lady, I think her name was uZimkita. She had started a choir. So we used to practice either in her backyard or in her garage.
Sure.
Not that I was a good singer, but I think Nanda Collins and I bought my okay, I'm cook and then from there I then went on to gambut dancing. I did that for a bit.
Okay.
And
Do
then
you guys get booked in parties and stuff?
not even. I just went to like the practices or whatever. But I think my love. That's when my love for sports kind of kicked in, because I grew up in a sports-oriented family.
Sure.
So from my dad's side of the family, from my grandfather to my dad. Dad was a professional rugby player. So then, that's when my love for sports kind of began, because I then moved from the school that I went to, which was JK Zondi, in PE, and I moved to Agora Park to DS Primary School, which was more of a Model C school in a way, but it was obviously a multiracial school. Let me just put it like that. Multiracial school.
English.
No, not even at that time. It was more like Afrikaans, community. Hence I speak fluent Afrikaans.
Is it?
Yeah, I do.
Sure.
Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah, no, didn't.
So when I got into Dias Primary, that's when I joined. So I played cricket. I played rugby, I played soccer, and I was good pretty much in all those sports. And then I was in the school play, the Christmas carols.
Yeah.
So I was part of the Christmas carol. But I mean, at that time, I guess I didn't understand the vision as to say that one day I want to be an athlete, because I've always, from a young age, seen myself as an athlete, either a professional rugby player or professional soccer or cricketer.
Okay.
And that's where it basically started for me.
So in the play, were you the tree or?
I can't even remember what I was, eh? I can't even remember. I wouldn't even tell you what I was, but
because once in sports, it's cricket, it's football, it's rugby, and you are also set and firm. But I am gonna be either or. Where did that change happen? Okay, as in, performance and being an athlete can stay behind.
So when I was doing my final year of high school, which was matric,
sure,
I'd now been, because obviously I'm the senior player, because I've been playing for the first team from like grade 9. So I get selected by my drama teacher that, oh listen, we've got this play, and it was a German play. It was a Nazi sort of play. So I was supposed to actually play Hitler. I was supposed to play Hitler in the play. But now the thing is, I'm also in the soccer team, in the first team. And we had a tour that was coming up to play for rankings in Bloemfontein.
Sure.
So then before she actually casted me for that role, she made me promise to her that, please, you're not going to let me down. Because if I cast you, we're not going to be able to get somebody to replace you or whatever. at a later stage when we've run with like
It's also
rehearsals and
SE
stuff.
land.
So I'm like,
But
no, I
let's do
promise
the
you, no,
time.
I'm not
Yes.
going to the tour this year, blah, 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 blah. Ish. And then closer to the time, it's like, no, man.
That's what
This is the last time I'm traveling to go play in Bloemfontein, and there's an opportunity of me getting scouted there by scouts from your
National
Bloemfontein Celtics at
Yeah.
the time, Mpumalanga Black Aces. I also know Sundowns schools with their Kaizer Chiefs players were also there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of scouts that are there scouting these young boys to put them into their development. So I was like, oh no, I want to be a soccer player. I want to be a soccer star. So yeah, I had to pull the plug on her, and she was very disappointed. But luckily they found a replacement, and the guy apparently did justice to the role. He killed it because he was also in my class.
Sure.
So yeah, fast forward after the tour, I'm back. It's time for us to do our final exams, and it was so we had to do 4 pieces. So I think it's a poem, or it's 2 poems, a classical and a
sonnet.
I think it was a sonnet as well, yeah, and then 2 monologues,
Okay.
and you link them together, right?
Wow.
So you link every as a performance, so you're gonna do everything all at once. This is now for your final exam. And yeah, also at that time I didn't know that. I mean, I was one of the A students in my drama class.
Sure.
But at that time I was clueless at how good I was. I was just doing it because I was just having fun.
Syllabus.
Do you get what I mean? Syllabus, and my main focus is soccer. I don't want all those hard subjects.
Yeah,
I want to
that's
do
it,
what I mean. Yeah.
I have a plan.
I have a plan. I'm gonna be a soccer player.
Yeah.
And then after doing this exam, so we were being marked by external moderators.
Yes, it was always
Right.
that case.
The most
yeah?
nerve-wracking thing.
Yeah.
External moderators, and then literally after doing my performance, these guys stand up and they're like, wow. Like it's like they were blown away. And at that time I'm still very nonchalant about it. I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on? What,
I just did
you
my
get what I mean?
thing.
Yeah, I
Give me
just
my
did my
marks,
thing.
let me
That's
get
it.
out of here.
Give me
You know
my
what I
marks and pull, man. Like,
And obviously she's also in the room sitting in the corner and she's bawling her eyes out, like crying. And then after,
I did that.
and obviously after the feedback that the external moderators gave me, she then says something that, yo guys, you guys don't understand how much I have to fight with this guy to make him realize what he has. He is brilliant, but he just doesn't really take it serious. If he were to take it serious, I feel like he would, you know, he'd flourish and he'd excel. Still, it went in one ear and out.
That's
I
all.
don't care about this.
Give me a
I'm just here to
ball.
get on the trip, and then you know what I mean. And yeah, that happened. Fast forward, took a gap year, and I pursued football for about 4 years, moving from city to city. Now at that time, I am malume. You know, malume with transport. I'm driving a van, my cousin's Baki. I'm picking up these kids. So this is also just to get some, you know, a little bit of cash coming in.
Yeah.
I'm driving these kids, I'm dropping them off at school every morning. I will pick them up in the afternoon, and I connected them with them. Sure, like, hey, that was a time that I'll never ever forget. So after dropping them off in the morning, I'm off to training. So I'm juggling everything in between. Also on the side, I'm taking care of my grandma because we were like literally I was living with her at the time, and she was also a coolie.
Yeah.
So I always have to make sure she's got her medication when it's time for her paydays or whatever. In the hall, I need to take it there.
Oh man.
And then obviously with that money that I'd been making, it wasn't much. I think I was making about 1,000 Rand, 500 a month.
And it was a lot back then.
Yeah, it was a lot for me
Yeah.
because I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
And then I applied. Applied at a DUT, I applied at TUT, and I think I applied at UJ if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think it was UJ or Wits. Oh, Wits. It was Wits. And yeah, fast forward down the line that year, December. Obviously Wits responds. They rejected me.
Eish, yabona futhi ama rejection.
TUT responds. They rejected me. DUT then responds and says, we need you to come do an audition. Before we accept you, you need to go through a round of auditions.
Process.
And this is me, okay, I still have some cash that I've saved up, book a bus. And this is now, obviously, my family has moved back to PE.
Yeah.
I book a bus. I still got friends that are in Durban, so I organize it. I need a place to crash, and I go for the audition.
Sure.
Get to the audition. I was nervous, but I did my thing.
Got you.
Did my thing, and yeah, I left literally a week after that. They called me back to come to the second round of audition. Final round. Since I back to PE. So now I need to go back to Durban again. It's fine. Hit my friends up. Yo, I need to come back to do final auditions. And yeah, that final audition was that audition where I was literally told that, okay, we accepting you, just wait for our SMS and everything, that you'll be part of it, we like you. And yeah, just go and sort out whatever it is that you need to sort out. Yeah. Fortunately, at the time, unfortunately, I hadn't applied for funding with NASFAS.
Hey.
I didn't apply, but yeah, I made plans. I remember it was December. I'm chilling just towards the end of December, if I'm not mistaken. I was on my bed, obviously just listening to music. So it's like my first thing. I always listen to music just before I start my day. I'm just listening to music. And this email comes through. I saw, okay, it's coming from DUT, blah, 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 blah. All I read was, I think the only thing I saw was congratulations. So that was like a confirmation for me. It's like, oh, okay, now we're here. And I remember I just jumped up, I ran to my grandma's room, and I told the news, I got accepted for school, and she was happy. And then obviously shared the news with the family afterwards, my mom, my dad, but obviously the parents were not worried. So now, not even about that, but more like fees.
Must fall.
How are you gonna pay for this? So like, I'm not gonna worry. I'll make a plan. And that's when then I applied for NASFAS, but I think it was a late application. I applied. I had money for registration. And then my mom's sister also kind of helped me with the funds to just obviously to travel to Durban, registering for res, and because everything when I got there, I kid you not, things just started falling to like place. I immediately got res, and I just had to wait for NSFAS, because when I registered for res, I registered as a self-paying student. So it was, and that alone was also a journey. Like when I was in the acting school, it was quite a hard journey, not even a lie.
Tell me, we could really you finished the degree, because
No. I finished it in record time, actually.
Love it.
I finished it in record time.
Yeah.
With obviously a lot of trials and tribulations to attain my diploma in drama and production studies. And yeah, I wouldn't change anything about it, because I think all the hardships that I went through there taught me a lot, and it was just my preparation for what the industry is going to be like when I moved to Joburg, because obviously I was clueless. But I think when I knew exactly when I got to DUT that, you know what, I'm at the right place. And art healed me, man, and that whole place, that whole environment healed me from obviously the disappointment that I didn't get to make it as a professional soccer player. There was still something that was lingering, and there was just a lot happening, family problems or whatever, parents separating, and all of that. And then I remember the first show that I actually watched when I got to DT. It had the likes of Tobani Nzuza, Tembu. It was it was Ukwenzo Ngobo. So it had all those guys and quite a lot of.
So they've known
people.
each other.
Yeah.
Tim Goes, for example.
Yeah, they were in the same class. They were in the
More
same
than
class.
GT.
So they were literally performing a play that was about to go to Germany. And when I watched that play and how beautifully it was put together, well directed, and how everyone performed, I was like, yeah,
Right place.
this
Right
is what I want to do.
This
you
is
know?
where I have to be.
And yeah, I manifested that. Following year, I was also part of the guys that were going to Germany to do the same or different play, but attending the same festival that they were attending when I was doing my first year.
Sure.
So I went there as a third year student. Yeah, my final year, I also got to go to Germany. And yeah, man.
Nice.
Lovely. So yeah, you went. That was a miracle. It was quite the journey. I mean, moving from wanting to be a football star, and then next thing you. And then finally having to, eventually performing in Germany. Now, from graduating, and I mean, you're here in Josie now.
Yeah.
What was your first script like after graduation? And yeah, now you're in the industry and you're, trying to, get into the door, or you possibly in the door now. But what was that very first script? Your first gig?
Okay, so my first gig actually I got when I was doing my final year, but it was a commercial for KFC. It was a KFC commercial.
Okay.
So I did that, and then obviously hadn't been in Germany and knowing that I'm graduating at the end of the year or beginning of the following year, straight after graduation. I'm moving to Joburg. My mind was set, high or low. I'm moving to Joburg.
Yeah.
And I joined DNA because I had an audition, I think, the following day. So I joined the Debonairs Academy.
Nice.
I was there, but I didn't end up graduating at the Debonairs Academy because I was putting myself in other spaces. So basically, the first script I got wasn't actually a role on TV.
Sure.
I was doing road shows. So I was doing a road show with SAB, with a company called Mood Mechanics. So they were doing road shows. So we traveled to Cape Town, PE, KZN, just traveling, performing for scholars in schools.
Sure.
And yeah, that was good. It was giving me quite enough money up until I think because I moved to Joburg 2019.
Okay.
And then did that 2020. And then 2020, COVID came in 2020.
March.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, so towards the end of the year, after the final road show, obviously looking to come back for 2021, but we were already in the middle of COVID. COVID just killed everything.
What
You know what I
was
mean?
COVID?
Killed everything. 2 years later, I think it was 2022.
Yeah.
I got House of Zwide season 1.
And Grisafika, like it's a fresh.
Yeah, it's a figure.
Yeah.
But no, I got it towards the end of season 1. At that time I was working at Discovery. So I had moved now from Total Sports, and how also I got the job from Total Sports to go work at Discovery. And the money is good at Discovery, like, I get to take care of myself. I get to drip now, like properly. I get to take care of home, take care of my mom, my siblings.
Yeah.
And then I just get a call from my agent, Brian iMedia. Yo, AJ. I'm like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, guess what? I'm like, what? He's like, you got cast for a role on House of Zwide. I was like, what?
Did you audition?
No, I didn't.
Whoa,
I
crazy.
didn't. Or if I did, I think I had done an audition when everyone was still auditioning for the show.
Why you
So,
back?
and then they had casted, the show started,
Scary.
they shot, and they kept going with season 1.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe they went back to
the
the tapes or whatever, but I didn't audition particularly for that role. And yeah, I got that role, and that was that. And I'm thinking now I'm gonna be there for some time. It was good. I was enjoying. getting the feel of set, because obviously it's different to theatre because my background is theatre.
Yeah.
Yes, in varsity we touched base on, just TV stuff which we were shooting ourselves, but and I think as I was starting to enjoy it, obviously my character's journey came to an end. I then went back to Discovery.
Oh, nice. You still had a gap there.
Yeah, I still had to get a good relationship with my boss.
Oh, nice.
And literally a month a month and a half back at Discovery, I get a call again from my agent. Yo, agent. I'm like, what's up? It's like, yo, listen, we need you. He said, as in tomorrow.
Yo.
It was a recast. The Pheonix want you for the Queen season 6 finale. So now, okay, how long am I going to be there? It's like it could be a recurring role or whatever, but they had to recast. They need you. Are you going to be able to do it? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
My boss already understands that I'm actually here to pursue acting. Yes, I'm working here and there to
God give it for understanding bosses.
to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, just go whenever you're not shooting. You can come this side, come and work. Whenever you shoot, you can go shoot.
Love that.
And that's me not knowing I'm there for a week. A week turns to 2, 2 turns to 3. Next thing I'm there for a whole month. And then it turns out actually the character I was playing on the Queen was only supposed to be there for 3 weeks. But based on the performance and everything and the storyline, they were happy with how I was doing with the character and how I was building the character up, and they decided to keep me all the way till the end. So I ended up not going back to Discovery.
Yo.
What role are you playing on the Queen?
I was playing Umtshakazi, the cop. It was a bit of a ladies guy who was a cop, and
No, it was Nikita. Okay.
No, I think she was gone at the time. No, she was gone at the time. So I was basically the character. Umtshakazi was Petronella's nephew. Petronella's nephew. Man. That's so the first TV script was House of Zwide.
That's huge, eh?
Joga.
I don't know Papa Zulu. Start there at the top, my boy.
Imagine. And then get work with I think I first noticed you on The Banker, even though I didn't watch much of it at the time.
Oh, the Banker.
The Banker, yes. And you happened to be the
I enjoyed
lead
that.
there.
I enjoyed that.
How was it?
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Funny
What's your
enough,
first lead role? Well, besides Germany, I mean.
Because obviously House of Zwide was a supporting or cameo, I'd say. And then the Queen was also supporting, which then went into lead somehow. And then what was the next? Yeah, the next show I did after that was The Banker. I enjoyed that story because funny enough, I also played golf because it was based on a true story actually.
Okay.
So it was sort of like a biopic type of thing. And I used to play golf, so the first thing I get a call again. I also didn't audition for it.
Hi, Sana. When it's your time, it's your time.
That
That
was actually a referral. I only found out later who had actually referred me for that from the production because they had called uMtshakazi. Umtshakazi, what's his surname? He's also on House of Zwide playing Mulefe.
Yes, Umtshakazi or whatever.
Yeah, Umtshakazi. Yeah, him. Shout out Khotman. He's the one that actually referred me, but he kept quiet and he asked the guys not to tell me that he was the one that referred me. But I eventually found out after shooting the show.
Angels, guys.
Always along the way.
So yeah, they called me, was like, yeah man, listen, we've got a script like this, and we're thinking of you. We heard a lot about you, that you'd be the perfect person for the role. Like, okay, now this goes into typecasting or whatever, or couch casting. I'm afraid of those things because you know how the industry can be. I'm like, yo, no.
Because when did you get from me? Why did you tell me? Why didn't you attend?
But then at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, man, I'm here to also, I'm trying to showcase myself. I need to eat, bro. And yeah, I take the role, and then they then come to me, the director or the producer comes to me, like, yo man, listen, this guy plays golf, can you play golf? I'm like, actually,
Give me anything.
I used to play golf as a kid. And I won't even go into the story as to how that started. And they were like, okay, cool. No, fine. What we'll just book you a couple of sessions at the Houghton Golf course. And you can go, just to get yourself back into golf mode. And yeah, I went to the golf course, hit some balls, and yeah, everything just came back. And then after that, I didn't look back. And I was like, now we're going on it.
Boiling.
To the highest. What's the left? How are you?
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
That's right.
So beautiful.
And yeah, man, that's how that went.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good to see, you know, the work is still there. It's actually now on Showmax. The bunker is now on Showmax. People can actually watch it on Showmax.
It's actually such a short season. I'm just like,
it's like 4 episodes.
Yeah.
4 episodes.
And I'm like,
I'm
sure you can't give us more, whatever.
We want more.
But I mean, I got to meet you on
set.
On set.
We met on set.
The first time
it was
Umtshakazi.
uBettina.
Yeah.
Another beautiful show.
It was crazy stuff. Jonga, as we were speaking about the cold front, we shot it mid
cold front.
Oh my god.
And we were shooting in the middle of nowhere.
Listen.
And we have to overcome the coldness and just be present and be in the role.
You have to.
Because you're wearing a summer dress.
Isn't that what people second
I did afterwards though. Afterwards, it's like, because I mean, from Durban, you know how humid and warm Durban is.
Yeah, Durban's always warm.
So adjusting to Joburg winter, first of all, is one thing. But to experience cold front and then go there, bareback, but nonetheless, I enjoy that. And then again,
it was
Isitishi Sami. Hi, Wazi.
And we were on the sharp music. It's my favorite.
No, Papa, singing.
Sharp music. It's my favorite.
Different whoever.
Lady X, please, my favorite.
Joga, keeping up with Lwazi and Kolelwa.
Please.
Producers, Nimaman and Jongil.
Isitishi Sami. Yeah, we're actually doing it now.
Literally.
So you guys were co-stars on that show?
Yes. And he happened to have a podcast of his own on the show. And I interviewer, some old colleague was interviewing this girl, and then he's like, no, I love how this girl thinks. Let's go on a search, let's find this girl.
Yeah.
And
that girl is you. Yes, baby.
Lady X.
And then they happened to meet up, and then she azini ulwazi neqolela bethinana
Fika pha ulwazi Peter X call
they get wiki.
That's actually good enough.
It's right.
Oh my
It's
god.
only part 2.
Guys, 3 Warlocks part 2, please. Part 2. Yeah.
Nonetheless, it was amazing. And I think I've experienced it firsthand how like you're such a team player. Even with the scenes that we would work on. Like, I would like, see what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Do you want to try that? Are you comfortable with this? Amazing.
I think that's also very important on set, and as especially as performers.
Yeah.
Actors, actresses, whatever you may call it, because this thing is way beyond our talent or our imagination.
Sure.
It's also about the energy that you are passing on to the next person.
Exactly.
How do you pass that energy, and then how do you receive it? So it's about giving and receiving. You know what I mean? So it should never be about you maybe a particular scene maybe about your character,
Yeah.
but when we are all on set,
Yeah.
we should. Well, I get that's how I feel. We should always be a unit and an ensemble. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Come together
Yes.
to work towards one goal. From the director's vision, the producer, the guy that's holding the boom, the crew, everyone that is there to work towards one dream and the same vision. So, one vision.
One goal, one vision. You said you do not want to be typecast. So given the opportunity, which role would you interest or would you fancy playing other than the ones that you've played now?
Nice question. That's actually a good question.
And I'm sure you've thought about it before. Okay.
International or local?
Where's your heart set?
Yo, I won't lie to you. I'd love to play more of a character. I feel like a gangster, that could come second nature. I'd be able to do it because I've always watched like your Denzel stuff, like those type of movies.
Sure.
But I'd love to play a movie where I'd literally have to just get out of myself and actually just maybe do a biopic or something of
somebody else.
Yeah, or someone else, like maybe not that I'd look like him, but maybe like Chris Hani or someone, but a biopic, or play a character that has what do you call it, like because I watched the Soloist by Jamie Foxx, where he was playing a schizophrenic guy. Like play a character that a character that has a disorder, like a disorder of some sort. I'd love to play something.
Tap
like
into
that.
it really hard.
Yeah, tap into that like very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard. I think I'd be good with that.
Love that. Otherwise, guess the time now is 15 minutes after 8.
Imagine.
But otherwise, it's been lovely. It's been amazing. But the thing about if you think about kule segment, not a segment, ile part of the segment, it's lights, camera, disaster. Sifuna ukuba yonke lento iqalile wakuthela uba okay ndilapha ngidifikile kwa-arts ndiyabhilonga apha futhi kusekhaya. What has been your worst moment or on a set, worst moment, or maybe where you found discomfort or you weren't too happy, but on a set or in the industry just as a whole?
Worst moment is obviously being unemployed.
Sicela esetini.
John,
Kwenzakala ntoni mhlambe esetini kwenzakalani mhlambe
bafika bathi bana barehesa lines
abafuni hamba
I've never had that. I've never had that.
Baphakelanga wathi uyafika
No, guys, no. The next thing you guys are gonna ask me the name of the set.
Never.
We're just interested in the story, not where and
I
when.
haven't been. What? Let me try to think. I don't think I've ever had a worst experience on set like that. None. I have not been.
Industry couch casted and.
I'd be lying, but just industry-ish. It's more of that, not booking. I think that's where I'd probably say I've been at my worst time, maybe emotionally or whatever, to a point where you might think that you're depressed because you're not booking anything and the jobs are not coming. But with that, I've gotten to understand one thing. In as much as we may think that we're going to learn through or with our success, but success actually doesn't teach us anything. But what teaches us something is the struggles and the trials and the tribulations that we actually go through. Those are the things that are actually teaching us a lot about ourselves. So we get to appreciate the success and when we eventually, make it to where we want to be. And but other than that, I don't think on set ever Nah, I've never had.
Nice.
That's been good. Like, guys out there. That's great production.
Exactly.
It's not all.
The experience about that is funny.
Yes,
you know.
100%.
It was more. Oh, actually.
Aha.
Yeah.
But it was more with an actress name.
No, I said
Anonymous.
Pheonix.
But yeah, no. She was very hard to work with. Very hard to work with. Like, she was very moody. If she doesn't feel like running lines on the day,
There's no lines being run.
There's no lines being run, to a point where you literally had everyone was literally just tippy-toeing around her
Oh my
on set. When now it becomes that the working environment is it's very awkward. It's no longer comfortable because of that. But obviously, I colleagues and I attend about so friends, excuse me, I'm not here to make friends with you. I'm here to work. So let's just respect each other's craft and work. When we get to set, let's work. Outside of set, we don't have to talk. We don't have to be friends. Let's keep the ball.
Oh,
Clean.
Yeah.
clean job.
Yeah, because how else do you handle that?
Yeah.
Like on Tumba up.
No, also guys are feeling like, no, who's there?
Yeah, who's Sharp Whoosy.
Sharp Whoosy.
Oh my gosh. Put the HA. It's been a
I didn't like AJ.
whatever, please, number plate. Yes. So Bonga for sharing your story with us,
man.
gracing us with your presence, and I think also Uyam and I have just taken a lot from learning your journey, and also the beauty in what you said is, for me, what stood out is success doesn't really come from the smooth sailing. It comes from the trials and the tribulations, and sometimes we just do not want to go through that because it's uncomfortable. It's ugly, it's ugly.
100%.
Yeah, I really enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, please tell people where can they find you. Yeah, man, what's next for you? And yeah, we close it.
So I actually don't know if I think I can mention this, because I think the show is coming out on the 14th of February.
Valentine.
It's titled Not My Type. I'm starring with Lorraine Maropa on that show.
Nice.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It'll be on Showmax. And yeah, other than that, we're still in the audition rooms, guys. We're still trying to put it together and just, hopefully we bag something for the year and you guys can see us on the screens.
Yeah.
But yeah. And yeah.
Love it. Excited for that, 14th of February. Check it out on Showmax, starting alongside Lerato Morupa. Lorraine. Why didn't come Lerato anyway? Give us your Instagram handles and then we say goodbye.
The Instagram handle is Lulama, LULAMA _AJ, just the 2 letters, _ Nyembezi. That's me. Other than that, you can just search That Cool Gyan, or one word, That Cool Gyan on Instagram. And that's my handle. And then on TikTok it's the same thing. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Twitter. So those are the only social media platforms that I am currently on.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice. You can always go to our Instagram page, Performers Hub _ we've tagged him, easy access. Then you can follow him and find him off there. Otherwise, do catch him on Showmax on the 14th of February. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me again.
Yes.
I'm ready to get home to my son.
Oh man.
Our new dad.
No man.
New journey again.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much.